Okay, so wow. They added a lot more to Kiwami 3 than I thought they would. We got a pretty meaty size of information, so today I'll be going over all the information shown to us, and smaller details that weren't explicitly shown in the trailers. I'll be starting off with Kiwami 3, and then delving into Dark Ties later in the video. To start off, I'll be taking a look at the recasts. Rikiya, Nakahara, and Hamazaki have all been recast with actor lookalikes. This was expected, but I am a little disappointed we won't get to see these characters in the Dragon Engine. Rikiya is now portrayed by Sho Kasamatsu, Nakahara is portrayed by Ryo Ishibashi, and Hamazaki is portrayed by Teruyuki Kagawa. I'm sure they'll all do great jobs, but it is a shame we won't get to see the original looks for these characters. I will add that Kagawa was accused of and even admitted to sexual assault in 2022. I don't think it'll be a Tanimura or Tamura situation where they replace the actor, otherwise they wouldn't have even shown it or chosen to begin with, but I think it's something that should be brought up regardless. The trailer opens with what are very clearly some brand new scenes that were never in the original game. They show a scene including Suzuki, which is amazing since he didn't have much screen time at all in the original game. I'm hoping a lot of characters that didn't really get a chance to shine in Yakuza 3 get a lot more screen time too. More Joji Kazuma scenes would be great. Something quite glaring to me is that Kiryu's Okinawa appearance is different. He doesn't have that iconic red tropical shirt anymore, but I have a feeling we'll be able to use the original one as well. I'll get back to that later. A small detail I noticed is that the model for Kiryu used here seems to be a modified version of his guided model. This is most noticeable with his eyes. The brown colour is a lot more vibrant compared to older games where they look almost black. There's something interesting I noticed in this trailer with it being the English dub. In the scene where Andre Richardson corners Kiryu in that alley, the voice lines used are the exact ones from original Yakuza 3.
This is the end of the line for you, Kazuma Kiryu. This is the end of the line for you, Kazuma Kiryu.
So does that mean we're going to get things like When First We Met and Rough in the English dub, rather than redoing all the lines with the dub actor they used in Infinite Wealth and Pirate Yakuza? Also, something funny about this scene is that in the original game, Kiryu's been cornered in this alley. Like, there's no way to get out other than where the CIA guys are walking in from. But then in Kiwami 3, there's just this huge opening behind him. I know Kiryu isn't the type to run away from a fight, but I thought this was funny nonetheless. In terms of the announcement trailer, it's mostly just story cutscenes from Yakuza 3, though obviously looking a whole lot better. If we want more info, we'll have to go to the RGG Direct. The first thing I want to talk about is the two locations in the game. Obviously it's still just Kamurocho and Ryukyu, but Ryukyu specifically looks so good. That Dragon Engine upgrade has done it justice. Also, I'd like to add that in this clip we can see that Don Quixote is coming back. RGG lost the license for Don Quixote in Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is why it's never appeared in a mainline game since. They kept it in Ishin Kiwami and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, so there was hope it had come back in the next game, and that appears to be the case. I made a video a while back called What I'd Want from a Kiwami 3, where I said that Yakuza 3's Kamurocho kind of had a blue tint to it, and that I'd want the one from Judgment in Kiwami 3. While it doesn't seem to be the one from Judgment, it looks like Kamurocho does in fact have a blue filter to match the look of the original game. I also mentioned wanting to see new areas in Ryukyu, which they confirmed to be a thing. To what extent, we don't know yet. It could very well just be some new buildings to go in. We'll just have to wait and see. They also confirmed new sub-stories here, and one of them looks to be Kiryu being a host again, like he did in the original Yakuza 2. I do wonder though if this is just a one-off sub-story, or if they'll replace the Hostess Maker minigame with a Kiryu Host Maker minigame with plenty of sub-stories to go along with it. Next up, I want to talk about the combat. They did something that I didn't expect and made two new styles. One being a remix style, and another completely new. The first one is Dragon Kiwami, and the second being Ryukyu style. Dragon Kiwami seems to be a blend of what would be called Yakuza style in Gaiden, that also featured in 6 and Kiwami 2, and the original Dragon style that featured in most of the games. If we take a look at this combo, we can see the basic rush combo is the one used in Yakuza style, while the double finisher here is one from Dragon style. We can also see that it has the throw from Dragon style, but the downed running finisher kick from Yakuza style. The weapon attacks look to be taken from Yakuza style, and the borrowed beast style attacks that you could use in Kiwami 2 also make a return. We also get a good look at a new heat action, which is great. Next is Ryukyu style. I think this is the most surprising part about the combat for me. I didn't expect a whole new style at all. It's primarily a weapons focused style with weapons from Ryukyu. I think what's going to happen here is Yonoshiro is going to be the trainer for Ryukyu style, and Komaki the trainer for the Dragon Kiwami style. In the original, Yonoshiro would just train Kiryu to be able to use new weapons, and that was about it. So hopefully in Kiwami 3 they can really flesh him out and teach Kiryu some brand new abilities. I think what's going to happen here is that Kiryu will swap between his suit and tropical shirt outfit depending on which style he's in, and will default to Dragon Kiwami in Kamurocho and Ryukyu in Ryukyu. Kinda like how in Pirate Yakuza it'd default to Mad Dog in Hawaii and Sea Dog went out at sea. They also have this thing called Dragon Boost. To me it kinda just seems like Extreme Heat Mode in Gaiden, but with a different name. It uses that same dragon heat action from Gaiden, as well as adding one for Ryukyu style too. Next up is the new side content added. First is the Life at Morning Glory stuff. This reminds me a lot of a mix between the Rich Island activities in Pirate Yakuza and the Second Life stuff from Ishin, with all the farming, taking care of animals, cooking, and activities with the orphanage kids. Then we have this other side mode where Kiryu joins an all-girls biker gang, becomes their leader, and fights against rival gangs. He truly is one of the girls. This seems to be like Kiwami 3's spin on the big team battles that we saw in Gaiden and Pirate Yakuza, which I'm all for as long as the regular Colosseum is still in the game. If we take a look at the different teams here, we can see Yuki and Koyuki will be available as members, as well as the Obitarian and Gondowara? Apparently he's one of the girlies too now, I suppose. There's a good amount of customization here, which is nice. Then we have the flip phone stickers. I'm not sure what the point of this in particular will be, but the next clip is actually pretty big. We see Kiryu do this data transfer, which seems really strange at a first glance, but if we pause just before the clip ends, we see a pop-up saying, "You are now Lala friends," with twin sister Rika, and a little progress bar fills above her head. To me, this is clearly Kiwami 3's version of the Aloha links from Infinite Wealth and Pirate Yakuza. We then also finally have the return of bowling, and in the Dragon Engine for the very first time, which is great to see. And then we have the karaoke, which was a given, but it's cool to see the song I Wanna Change Myself in the Dragon Engine too. The picture booth minigame from Kiwami also returns, which is pretty cool, though I doubt Majima will be doing any photobombs in this one. We're done with all the Kiwami 3 stuff from the trailer and the direct. Now on to what I think I might be more excited for. Yakuza 3 Gaiden Dark Ties. Yes, it's a Gaiden game. Yes, that's what it's called in Japanese. It's honestly crazy that we're getting a whole Gaiden game bundled in with this for no extra cost. Though I can imagine the file size for the game will be massive. Anyway, the trailer starts off with Mine in the Champion District. If I had to guess the timeline of events here, he just got kicked off his IT startup company and drowned his sorrows with alcohol for the whole day, considering he's wearing the same outfit in these two scenes. He then sees an attack on Daigo Dojima, and this is the very first time Mine sees Daigo.
Hey, hang in there. Hey! Hey!
We then see Mine having an altercation with Kanda, but then Mine strikes up a deal with Kanda to become a Yakuza. This bit is just straight aura farming.
Kanda-san, would you like to be my business partner? The truth is, I'm simply looking to make a name for myself in the underworld.
But there's an interesting little line here.
Listen good, Mine. When you exchange cups with your patriarch, you form this bond. One you'd be willing to lay down your own life for. All for your boss. That's how we Yakuza roll.
Kanda refers to himself as Mine's patriarch, and Kanda is patriarch of the Nishiyama family. So that means Mine was once part of the Nishiyama family. And yep, it's confirmed right here, he has the family's pin. I think this is such a cool bit of info, and could possibly explain how Mine turned out as cruel and vicious as he is. We all know the Nishiyama family basically bred monsters for years. I mean, look at Shindo and Kanda. So of course Mine was once part of them. We also get a look at this new guy. He's also wearing the Nishiyama family pin. So if I had to guess, I think this guy is going to be either a captain or a lieutenant. The rest of the trailer are a bunch of really cool moments, but I don't have much to say about them. They all look to serve Mine's character really well. I do like the fact that Kanda seems to be a lot nicer to Mine than shown in original Yakuza 3. It makes a lot more sense why Mine would stick his neck out for him constantly. In the direct we get a lot more information. We see Utabori doing Mine's tattoo, which is such a cool thing to reveal, and adds a little bit more meaning behind Kiryu and Mine's face-off at the end of Yakuza 3. Or should I start saying Kiwami 3 now? We then get some gameplay. We're also blessed with Mine karaoke with Bakamitai. which is something I never thought I'd see in my life. I wonder what other karaoke songs he'll sing. I think Pride from Despair would fit pretty well. Next up is Mine's combat. I think he has a really interesting looking style. It's obviously not his boss moveset from 3, but there are some attacks that are reminiscent of the ones in that fight, like this flip and this knee. He also has this really fun looking bounce move where you can hop from enemy to enemy. It really does remind me of all the jumps and stuff he does in his boss fight, which is great. Then we have the Dark Awakening, which is so insanely edgy that it comes right back around to being fun. It's basically like extreme heat mode, it just looks so crazy. I think this is their way of implementing the charge up and changing heat colours from his boss fight. They also showed a piece of side content for Dark Ties called Kanda Damage Controlled. This seems to be this game's version of the Akane network from the first Gaiden game, with different sub-stories and requests. But on this screen, we get our only glimpse at the map. We can see that Mine can enter the Dragon Hall. Not sure if this is just for the gambling games, or if Mine could possibly be trained by Komaki. There's also this building here. Usually this is where the MEB is, but unless Mine can go to hostess clubs, I don't really see a point in it being there. We can also see there's a new building to the south of where the bowling place is. Usually that's where a bar is, but we can see the player arrow is on that building. So this is most likely where Kanda is staying, or even where the Nishikiyama family office is to begin with. That seems about it for new buildings. The rest look to be ones from other games, but if you can spot any other new ones, please let me know in the comments. Then we have the Underground Fighting Coliseum. This one seems like it'll have the usual 1v1 fights, but there's also this survival mode which seems to have dungeon crawling elements from the turn-based games. Like here we can see a path going from this room, and Mine opening a chest with an item inside. It reminds me a lot of the dungeons from Infinite Wealth, and of course Mine can play darts. That's all the content they showed off in the trailer and direct, but something that caught my attention was the fact this game will be on Switch too. I'm really surprised about this and kinda worried about how it'll run. It also doesn't mention a release for Xbox One, though in this day and age who's still primarily playing on Xbox One and still cares about new games? Now we might be done with the stuff shown in the videos, but we still have the store page and the website to look at, which actually gives us a lot of information that wasn't present in the videos. So on the website we have a lot of great high quality images, but two of them really stick out to me. The first being this pre-order bonus. You get Ichiban as part of the biker gang. They'll usually do these sorts of pre-order bonuses, like with Pirate Yakuza where you can get Ichiban as part of the pirate crew. The second image being this one of the upgrade screen. They didn't show the upgrades at all in the trailers, so this is the only place where you can see this. It looks to be a system that we've never had before, which is super exciting. On the left, it looks like those are our health and damage upgrades, and then in the middle is our actual abilities. It looks like on one side is Dragon Kiwami style, and the other is Ryukyu style. You're probably thinking, oh, that doesn't look like a lot of upgrades. But just next to it is a page scroll bar, so there's probably a lot more upgrades, thankfully. And then at the top right of the screen are points and money on the upgrades menu. So it seems like the way you acquire upgrades will be very similar to the first two Gaiden games, which is kind of expected. If I had to guess, I feel like these points would be from Hitman missions. We could be getting an expanded version of the Hitman missions, but they never mentioned anything about it, so who knows. Next, it's time to look at the store page, which is where we find out about the deluxe edition content. There's the legendary outfit pack, which includes the legendary character outfit set and original t-shirt set. This bit of info makes me think the boutique is making a return, with a bunch of Kiryu outfit customization, where we could possibly see the classic Yakuza 3 tropical shirt back. Then there's the legendary lads and gals pack. This will probably just be the usual non-canon characters as part of the side content that they do for every game, this time for the biker gang stuff. Then there's the Ryukyu Gal Gang customization pack, which includes the jacket set and motorcycle design customization set. This will probably be a bunch of stuff like character tattoos, crests, and logos or whatever that you can put on the biker gang customizations, like the pirate ship stuff from Pirate Yakuza. Then there's the flip phone customization pack, which includes a lock screen set, a design set, and a decoration set. Honestly, it's pretty strange to me that they have this in the DLC. Surely it must mean the flip phone serves a larger purpose in the gameplay, right? Probably just the usual smartphone menu thing with the taxis and other options. And finally, there's the legendary background music CD set. This tells me that the music player is returning, and there will probably be a CD player in Morning Glory and New Serena, where we'll get a bunch of classic karaoke and disco songs to play on those. And that's all the DLC. Honestly, at this point, Yakuza DLC is getting very predictable. I think this is an almost exact copy of the one from Pirate Yakuza, that I had made a whole video going over whether it's worth it or not. I think the conclusion that you could come to in that video is the exact same one you could make with this game's DLC. To end it off, there's the price. I'm sure it's similar in other regions, but in the UK the standard edition is £55 and the deluxe is £70. Honestly, with the fact it includes both a Kiwami and a Gaiden game, £55 is an absolute steal. Every day Mario Kart World's £75 price looks worse and worse. And that's literally everything I could talk about with this game at the moment. I really tried to find some things that other people haven't really talked about yet. I hope you came out of this video finding out some new information that you didn't notice before. I'm not sure how long this video will be, but I'm sure it'll be one of my longest videos. With that being said, I'd appreciate if you liked, commented, and subscribed. It helps support my channel and I'd be super grateful. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.